versus the Charlestown Chiefs. Brought to you by Sheehan's Rustproofing. The Chiefs have just come out on the ice for a warm-up period. They're about to try for their 5th consecutive win. They're getting a good round of applause from their own booster club, who have traveled all the way from Charlestown to be here in Peterborough tonight.
If you're looking to buy or sell a home, make your next move a power play with Mike Burgoyne of Real Brokerage Realty. First responders, veterans, doctors, nurses, teachers, and yes, Let's Go Blues Radio listeners get special rates. Visit strikewithmike.com or email him at mike@strikewithmike.com and score big today.
Have you subscribed to the LGB Minute podcast yet? It's a 5-minute weekly St. Louis Blues podcast hosted by Jeff Ponder that is released multiple times a week to fill the gap between Let's Go Blues Radio episodes. Subscribe today.
So awesome, so handsome, so smart, you'll agree. Kurt, Jeff, and Bill are on TV. It's radio on TV. Oh yeah, it's radio on TV.
From St. Louis, I am Jeff Ponder, and I'm joined by that goaltending boy from Southern Illinois, Mr. Bill Day. Kurt Bryce is currently facing allegations. We're bringing you the often imitated, never duplicated, all work and no play makes Jeff a dull boy. The original St. Louis Blues hockey podcast, Let's Go Blues Radio. This is the 4th episode of season 15 and the 532nd episode of all time. It's Wednesday, October 22nd, and we're coming to you live tonight. We discussed the Blues' recent play, which included some home games, some good, some bad, one really, really Eric Brewer-esque bad. All that and more on this horrifying edition of Let's Go Blues Radio. I will say, Bill, I don't know if you're experiencing the same issue here. I cannot get the chat to pull up. How about you?
Nope, not loading.
That is an issue, because the chat has something to do with our special giveaway that we are doing tonight. So I hope I can get that resolved. I'm looking into it, and it's
you look at that, and I'll go on an anti-Bezos rant and see how quickly ICE shows up.
Let's hope not.
I don't think we've gotten that far in our devolution as a society, but pretty soon I think we'll be there. Although I will say I did go through some extraordinary lengths today to not order from Amazon and paid a hefty shipping fee to do that.
Isn't that the worst? Like, because part of me too is like, I mean, we use Amazon for almost everything now, like Amazon is just, we have Amazon Prime on the TV. We watch a bunch of TV through that. Everything my wife orders online is now through Amazon. I order a lot through Amazon, because it's like, I need batteries. Oh, I could go to the store and pay and get them, or I can have them shipped to my house by tomorrow morning. Like it's so convenient, but it's also like this whole monopoly thing, like, yeah, I don't want Amazon to rule the world, but there's just nothing like it right now in this world, because we get the free shipping, we get, next day delivery. There's been times I order stuff from like bestbuy.com, and it's just like, good Lord, like I had to pay $20 shipping on that.
Yeah, if I order anything from Best Buy or a place like that, it's always either curbside or in-store pickup, right? It's very rare that I have to get something actually shipped by them. So
and so you might be noticing me toggling things here, trying to get the chat to pull up, but unfortunately, are you getting it?
It's starting to fill, but
okay.
So I see something from Casey Gorak.
Okay, awesome.
I'm here. Do I win the stick?
Yeah.
LOL. But it's like it's not fully loaded.
Yeah, so I am doing it the old school way. I am looking at Amazon and YouTube right now. And I'm still I can't get the chat within our platform here. So I will have to do this the old school way, which is fine. We will do it the old school way. So let's talk about it. Well, first of all, we do have a couple comments here. Apologies, people. We cannot pull you up on the screen like we usually do. You have something to add, Bill?
I was just going to say we can, like if we limit it to YouTube and not Facebook or Twitch or other things, we can have that on the side. So I've got it up in another window.
We can do both. I've got Facebook and YouTube up, and my stream seems like it's running okay. So I think we could roll with both. So we'll do that. So make sure you're on our Facebook or our YouTube chats. And again, sorry we can't get these pulled up. I know that Amazon Web Services, for those of you in the tech industry, know that they had an outage yesterday, and I got a notification from our platform here that they are part of that network. So I think that's probably part of the reason.
It loaded for me this time.
You got it?
I got it.
I still don't. You can't
close
you
it.
Can't pull.
Close it. Reopen it.
Close it and reopen it. Okay, let's try.
Blow in it.
Nope, not working.
I got it.
Well, we'll see. You can't pull things up on screen, can you?
No. You
have that capability.
You're gonna have to give me a license.
Yeah, right. I mean, we could do that. I guess maybe. Nah, you know what? It's not worth it. We can still do the giveaway. Because like I said, I can still see comments here on YouTube and Facebook. So, folks, please keep them coming. You said Casey Gorak says, I'm here. Do I win the stick? LOL. Austin Lynch is in the chat. Hey, Austin. We've got Trees. Didn't order anything from Amazon. Just did a comic pickup today from the local store. That's always good.
That's the best way to go.
Yep. Ken Morris adds, I can chat. That's great. I'm glad to hear it. So yes, for those of you who've been paying attention on social media, we do have a giveaway tonight, and it would be a lot more fun if we could feature these awesome chats up on the screen, but we will not. You're just gonna have to trust us. We are going to do basically our typical comment of the show, but this time, comment of the show is going to win a Justin Faulk Pro Stock stick from hockeystickman.com. So make sure that you are either funny or informative. I know a lot of times we give comment of the show to funny, but a lot of times, like we've given it to people who, you know, say something really that kind of sparks interest or sparks conversation, or, you know, a nice insight somebody has. So tell you what, we will roll, and we will have our comment of the show come through. Let's say, you want to say like by 10:15, we'll have our comment of the show, and then that will be our winner for the Justin Faulk Pro Stock stick. So if you win, and I will repeat this, we will just ask that you contact us if you want to privately message one of us with your email. We'll have to get your shipping information because it is going to come directly from hockeystickman.com. So I do want to thank hockeystickman.com, as I've said. Actually, someone I do buy sticks from. They do a lot of the off-brand type sticks, but they have a pro stock selection too. And it was funny when I was talking to the Hockey Stick Man. He was like, we just did a spec rollout on Justin Faulk's stick. We should give that away on your show. And I'm like, yeah, we should do that. So this is an actual Justin Faulk stick. It's pro stock. Doesn't mean Faulk used it. It's brand new, but it's the same stick he uses, same curve, same flex, same everything. And yeah, so definitely a real Justin Faulk stick. So I will say, and I know Bill, we talked about this, I think last week, that I still use Ryan Suter's official sticks, ones he didn't use that the Blues sold. And the flex on those things, because, you know, for those that don't play, NHL players, you know, you see their sticks break all the time, and it's just, man, that's another $300 down the drain. Well, first of all, they're not paying for their own sticks. But second of all, the flexes on those sticks, they're at like 65, 75, like very low. That means you get more whip as you break through on your shots, but it also means they break faster. So typically when you play beer league, you'll see people with 100 flex. I had a buddy that had a 125 flex stick. Like those things, almost as close to the wood sticks as you can get for them not breaking. So this is going to be like an actual NHL stick.
Yeah, I used for the longest time I used the Louisville rubber, which was the composite shaft wrapped with Goodyear rubber, and it was the 2X flex, hardest flex you could get, and man, I could get a hold of some pucks, and there was the kind that it carried not so much like velocity but force, right? I know physics, it's all, it shouldn't work that way, but when it hit Kurt in the back like I would often do, it hurt because it's like, taking a slug from a 44 mag versus a 22. It's gonna leave a hole coming out the other side.
Oh yeah, 100%. We got Baked Beaver in the chat. Sup, guys? What's up, Baked Beaver? If you didn't hear, we're doing comment of the show. Gets the Justin Faulk Pro Stock stick. So keep those comments coming. As we roll through the show, we'll crown a winner in a half hour at 10:15. If not before, if something just blows us away, we'll go ahead and crown it. So
let's be clear, 10:15 Central.
Yes, that's right. That's correct. Yeah, Baked Beaver's over in Colorado, so he's on Mountain Time. So good call. Great call. Oh, you know what? Another announcement that I wanted to make real quick was that actually there's two. So I'll make this one first. If for those of you who are fans of the Let's Go Blues Minute, which actually we've raised it listenership, I guess. Popularity was the word I was looking for this season than we did last season, which is great. So I guess people are interested in getting their daily blues fix. So I did recently reach out to a local celebrity, Miss Learn from The Riz Show. Also works at KC 95. Has been part of KC 95 for as long as I can remember. She did our intro and outro for the Let's Go Blues Minute. So if you check out one of the most recent episodes, you will hear Learn introducing me every day. So very cool to have her aboard. Bill, I know you're a big rock guy. I'm not sure how familiar you are with Learn, but she was awesome. I mean, I literally emailed her, and within 10 minutes of the Riz Show ending at 10 a.m., she responded, and she's like, I'd love to do that. Just send me a script. And I'm like, incredible. So didn't ask for payment or anything. So free promotion here for our friend Learn over at the Riz Show and KC 95.
Yeah, no, I listened to yesterday's episode, and I was amazed. I mean, not amazed. She's a voice professional, and It really came through. I thought it was awesome all the way through. I tried to consume today's episode. I get a YouTube notification about it, and when I clicked on it, it said this show is private. So I felt uninvited. And
that can't be right.
Didn't participate.
Okay, well now you're gonna make me look. That's not happening.
After the show. Wait till after.
Nope, I'm doing it right now.
And those that are gonna listen to it are watching this show now.
That's a good point. But that just it really grinds my gears to hear that, because that should not have happened. But yeah, while that loads, we can move into the next thing. So Let's Go Blues Radio jerseys, which you can see at the bottom right of your screen there if you're watching the new or the video of this show. We are actually going to be we've got a new way to sign up and get them. So go over to letsgoblues.com, go over to I should have it up. I believe it's the fan zone in the top navigation there. And then there is a Let's Go Blues Radio jersey orders tab. If you click that, there is a form you fill out. Just ask for your name, which jersey you want, and then we get in touch with you. We get your shipping information and payment, and we get you a new jersey. So it's much more streamlined than just having to contact me to get a jersey. So if you would like a Let's Go Blues Radio jersey, go on over to letsgoblues.com, look in that tab navigation, and find Let's Go Blues Radio jersey orders. Much easier to get your hands on these buttes right now.
It's
Which
like
jersey
we
are you
proved
wearing
it.
tonight?
Um,
Oh, you're wearing the Winter Classic.
Winter
Okay.
Classic from last year.
Okay.
It had been pilfered from my collection, and I had to go dig it out of the other collection in this house. So
Yeah, nice. It is listed as private. What in the holy hell?
I
That
blame
should
Jeff
not happen.
Bezos for that too.
You know what? Me too. 100%. Well, I'm the last few have been listed as private. So if you're on that is, and they're not changing. Oh, this is annoying. Oh my word. Okay. I'm gonna have to deal with that later. Well, thank you for bringing that to my attention. That is highly annoying.
I was shocked that I got a push notification on show day. I know you won't put one out tomorrow, but you're pumping out that content.
I've had the ability to basically do 4 a week. So I figure while I can, I might as well do it. So I have been pushing out 4 Let's Go Blues minutes a week. So make sure you check that out if you can. All right. So let's get into our beers of the episode. This is episode number 532. You can follow each of us on the Untapped app. J Ponder 94 is myself. Bill is at Billy Bluno 33. I will start. I actually do not have a beer tonight, unfortunately. And as I see on Instagram, Urban Chestnut has started watching us. So welcome, Urban Chestnut. Sorry I don't have one of your beers. You know what? I've got the O'Fallon beer upstairs. The pumpkin. The one time they tune in.
You're killing me, Urban Chestnut. Announce it. Announce it as your beer of the show. Go upstairs and get it.
O'Fallon pumpkin beer. I should yell at my wife. Give me a beer. Yeah. You know, that would totally go over well.
Right. That's what guys do, right?
Yes. That would be my beer of the episode because I have like 4 of them in my fridge right now. But I'm actually just drinking a Dr. Pepper tonight. I was going to grab a beer and I thought, you know, the old reliable Dr. Pepper sounded pretty good for this show. So that's what I went with. Bill, how about you?
I'm back off the wagon, I guess, if you will. No, I am enjoying a beer tonight. Not a local one, but I've got the Maple Warlock Maple Pumpkin Imperial Stout from Southern Tier out of New York. So
nice.
I've always loved their pumpkin, and yeah, this is really good. As flavored pumpkin stouts go, extra flavored pumpkin stouts, if you will. But yeah, I've had a 4-pack in the fridge for a bit during my hiatus from drinking, and so I've been looking forward to it. And yeah, it's really, really good.
I'm glad we continued the trend of one of us not having a beer of the episode this season.
we are not alcoholics on the show.
No, that's true. I mean, clearly not. It's funny because when I went through that, and we did a dry January in my house, my wife and I and our 13-year-old son as well. We did a dry January, and it was so funny because I would tell my wife, I'm like, man, I really want a beer right now. I guess I'll just have a Dr. Pepper. And then I'm like, is that really more healthy? Like, it's not. It's right. I mean, barely. It is. But it's still just like, I'm trading one vice for the other.
Well, and it depends, right? If you're drinking to get drunk every night, then it's a problem. Yeah. But what I found, I generally don't have more than one drink a night when I do drink. But what I found when I was cutting it out was sweets, right? Candy, soda,
yes,
yeah, all that increased. So, but
I hope
I
still
wanted to show who was boss and did it.
There you go. No, I hope she doesn't mind me saying this, but my sister, the biggest vice for her forever is well, we call it, I mean, I don't know if this is a proper term or not. We call it binge eating, where she will just not eat all day and just be like, oh, I'm fine. And then she'll she'll be at work and like, oh, I didn't feel like I needed to eat at lunch. I felt fine. Then she'd get home and she would just snack like crazy, like constantly. And she told me, because I remember being a kid and noticing her doing that and just being like, And she was always fit and good shape. But I'm like, man, that can't be healthy. And as she got, older, it started catching up with her. And once she kind of cut that out of her life, instantly lost like 20 pounds in like 4 weeks. And it was just like, yeah, eat proper meals, don't snack all the time. Right there, you will lose weight because of that. So.
Yeah, that's I occasionally will catch myself like on a weekend. Oops, that was a whole bag of chips.
Yep.
And
yep. Me too.
I've been better about that lately, but yeah,
my mom gets me those like bags of the mini Reese's, and I'll literally, it's like the Jim Gaffigan joke where he's like, "Oh, mini cupcakes. That means I can have 1 or 12." And it's the same with the mini Reese's. For me, it's like, oh, they're so small. I'll just have like 15 of them. And next thing I know, the whole bag's gone in a day. And I'm like, oh, diabetes, here I come.
Yep.
All right, well, let's get into our first big news story. And again, before we get into that, we have about 20 minutes left for comment of the show. It is wide open right now, folks. Not a lot of chatter tonight. I don't know if it's because I'm not seeing it or if we're just not getting the chatty group that we usually get. But comment of the show in the next 20 minutes, we'll get you a Justin Faulk pro stock stick from our friends at hockeystickman.com. So make sure you start reeling in with those chats in Facebook and YouTube. Our first big, go ahead.
I was going to say, I have a feeling that Matt Harris is going to show up at 10:14 with the perfect line, as he is wont to do.
That is true. The St. Louis Blues revealed the Hall of Fame class of 2026. The announcement of the class was made in front of the Enterprise Center crowd during the first period of last Wednesday's game against the Chicago Blackhawks. I will tell you, when this came through, I was really not paying attention. I didn't even know it was the official announcement. I was at the game, and I just did not, I don't know, it just didn't register. I think Hofer had already given up 2 bad goals at that point. So I was like, I'm not really paying attention. Players will officially be inducted on Monday, January 12th, during a ceremonial dinner at the Downtown Missouri Athletic Club. The inductees will then be honored prior to the game when the Blues host the Carolina Hurricanes the following evening at 7 o'clock at Enterprise Center. The 3 inductees this year include future Blues GM Alexander Steen, Al Arbor, who was the first captain of the St. Louis Blues, and everyone's favorite defenseman from the last 20 years,
Eric Brewer.
Oh, not Eric. Oh, man. That, you imagine? There would actually be booze, I think, for the Hall of Fame announcement.
Yes, especially ahead of Jackman.
Yeah. Yep. Agree. I don't want to say I have a problem with any of these. Alexander Steen, obviously, that whole team, I feel like, is going to eventually be in the hockey or the Blues Hall of Fame, right? Carl Gunnarsson is going to get in at some point.
Yeah, for that clip from, what was it, game 2 alone, right? That gets a bit. Yeah. Yep. I'll say I was a little shocked. My first reaction, and shocked is probably too strong, but surprised that Steen was included. But also, it makes sense because you don't want to induct him when he's your GM, because then it's going to seem like he's calling the shots. Put me in. And so, and he was definitely going to get there. But I think now's the time to do it. They expect him to have a long run as GM. It would be awkward if they did it while he was GM. So well-deserved. Congratulations.
Yeah. And I actually think was there a vote this year? I don't think I ever voted this year.
I don't recall a vote.
Yeah. I don't think there was. I think it was, these are just going to be the 3 guys we induct this year, which, they're all deserving for their own right, but I do feel like this should be more a fan thing, right? It's all digital anyway. There's not an actual Hall of Fame anywhere. So for me, it's like, if you're not even going to have a Hall of Fame, like actually in the building or across the street or whatever, you might as well just, make it a total fan vote thing. But again, all three guys that I think are very deserving. Al Arbor, again, the first Blues captain. He was taken from Toronto in that draft. But a lot of people I've talked to that saw him play do remember him as a St. Louis Blue more than a Maple Leaf. And again, it's probably because of that C on his chest when the Blues first came into the league. Barrett Jackman is the only one that I'm kind of like, I'll admit, nice guy, great ambassador for the St. Louis Blues, here all the time. And I'll say his longevity, I think, is what got him in. He was here for, it probably says it in my notes here, but I don't know. It was like 47 seasons.
But felt that way.
Yeah. But I'll admit, I was never a huge Barrett Jackman fan. I just thought after that injury that Todd Bertuzzi caused him, I never thought he was the guy that the Blues touted him out to be. And part of that was the rule changes and again, that injury, that shoulder injury he had, I think it really hindered him. But he was here a long time. He was the face of the franchise for a short period, and obviously was back on a good team. He was one of the few. He was probably the only one, right, that played in the playoffs in 2003 and then made it to the playoffs in 2009 and then 12 again with the Blues. I think, everyone else had left at that point. Jamal Mayers is the only other name I could think of, but I don't
he was gone
on
by
that.
then.
Yeah, he was not on the 2009 team either. So
yeah.
So
he did
deserving for that reason,
right? And also, for it's fitting for him to be in there with Pronger and McInnes already both in there, since with them he won Henrik Zetterberg's Calder Trophy, so
snatched it right out of his hands. So
that's the only way you can phrase it, because it really angers Red Wings fans.
I will say, I always said that I thought at that year was, I'm like, it's either going to be Barrett Jackman winning the Calder or Al McInnes winning the Norris. Because it was between McInnes and Lidstrom for the Norris, and then Jackman and Zetterberg for the Calder. And I'm like, it's going to be one. It's not going to go to both teams. Like each team will win one of those awards. And that's exactly what happened. Lidstrom won the Norris that year.
Yeah. Split the difference.
Yep. All right. Well, we will take a quick commercial break. Keep those comments coming. Although I can't pull them up on screen, I do see them. So please keep commenting in YouTube and Facebook. And our winner in the next 15 minutes will win the Justin Faulk Pro Stock Stick giveaway from our friends at hockeystickman.com. Don't go anywhere. We have plenty of show left. We'll be right back.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
What are you doing? Have you not subscribed to the Let's Go Blues Minute yet? Do it wherever you get podcasts. It provides a daily look into the St. Louis Blues, filling the gap between Let's Go Blues radio shows. Go to Spotify, go to Apple Podcasts, go to Friendster. I don't care. Just subscribe and get fresh blues content daily. Do it. Like now.
Every hockey team needs that clutch player who knows when to pass, when to shoot, and when to take charge. In real estate, that superstar is Mike Burgoyne of Real Brokerage Realty. Whether you're buying your first home or selling your current one, Mike skates circles around the competition with his knowledge, hustle, and down-to-earth approach. And here's the real zone ability. If you're a first responder, veteran, doctor, nurse, teacher, or even just a loyal Let's Go Blues radio listener, you'll score special rates when you work with Mike. Got questions? Fire them at him. He'll answer quicker than Bill Day's glove hand. Obstacles in your way? He'll plow through them harder than I would in a goalmouth scramble. And when it comes time to close, he'll put it in the back of the net faster than a Kurt Price shot from the slot. So don't just settle for an ordinary realtor. Get the MVP on your side. Visit strikewithmike.com or email him at mike@strikewithmike.com today. Mike Burgoyne, the real estate teammate you can always count on.
Is your business wanting to advertise but not wanting to break the bank? Are you wanting to target 20 to 60-somethings for your product or service? We can help. The Let's Go Blues radio team is currently accepting new advertisers for our live shows and at our website, letsgoblues.com. Pricing starts at just $10 per month. Go to letsgoblues.com/advertising to learn more.
And now, back to Let's Go Blues Radio, the longest running St. Louis Blues podcast with Price, Ponder, and Day.
Well, I am currently attempting a somewhat reboot so I can hopefully get the comments up. But I told you before, Bill, our current platform is working so freaking slowly tonight.
Yeah, well, I'll throw a couple of them out here.
Go ahead.
So Matt Harris has joined the conversation. His first one, I'm going to say, was a fairly weak one. Need them to finally get Mike Hoffman into the Blues Hall of Fame. Too soon, I think. Too soon. And then he says he's determined that the Blues only play poorly when he actually watches the games. Thankfully, he's insanely busy this month. Stay busy, Matt, please. And then best effort so far, giving away a Justin Faulk stick. Doesn't he need that to shoot pucks vaguely in the direction of the goal on the power play? So
sorry, I am back.
It's fine.
Yeah, I disappeared there, but I got it. It's up. All right. Yeah, I had to literally reload all of Restream. So let's see. Yeah, there we go. Okay, we have got comments, folks. Jeff realizing halfway to his car that there was a Hall of Fame aspect to the game. Yep. I know you read a couple of the good Faulk ones. I know there were some good comments there about Al Arbor. From our friend Ken.
Joe
Schmo as well. Yeah, I kind of like it. Joe does say, by the way, there was a vote. So I feel like every year the Blues do not publicize that enough. Like I never know when it happens. I'll just by happenstance run across it on their website. But I'm sure they probably post it. I just never see it.
Probably have to get push notifications on the app or something.
Let's see. We've got Joe Schmo saying, damn, Mikey Bergs, I'm thinking he's talking about Mike Burgoyne, our wonderful sponsor, has really upgraded his skills to pro level. Okay, major junior level. All right, he's managing to get his gear on by puck drop. I'm not sure what that's referencing, but Mike has actually joined our team, the St. Louis Force. So Mike is a full-time defenseman for us now. So not only do I get to hear him chirp me about the podcast, now he can chirp my playing style. So that's always fun. Oh my, Matt Harris, this is not going to get you the victory. We've got to talk good about Justin Faulk. He says systems moving as slow as Justin Faulk's back skating. Woo! Matt Harris also, do we have to stop catcalling Jeff in the chat now that he can see? And then, Baked Beaver, I didn't hear about the vote either. And then the vote was on the site and app. Yeah, and that's another thing is, for some reason, the Blues app does not send me push notifications. I turn them on, I check them. Like I have it for when the Blues game actually starts, and I just don't get them. I don't know why. So I have to use the NHL app to notify me when the Blues games start, which I don't really need to be notified. It's just kind of one of those things. It's like, oh, I don't have it on the TV yet. So do you have that problem? Do you have the Blues app?
I do, but I hate score notifications, and I have actually I am so frustrated with Google at this point. I have disabled, unfollowed the NHL, and it keeps refollowing. The problem is I get the notifications on my watch, and it's every team. If you follow the NHL, you get every team. And so I'll get it, something will buzz. I'll look at it. I'm like, oh shit, the Blues have scored. I didn't want to know that because I won't start watching for an hour. So I'm frustrated with that. I try to avoid all notifications.
It's not a bad idea. I don't get I don't do the score updates. I just have it update me, hey, the game has started. Because I'm probably just crazy because I'm like, oh, I might miss the start of the Blues game. Like I'm going to forget, oh, it's 7:00, turn on the game. No, I'm not like that. Oh my. Trees. Push notifications as inconsistent as Blues goalies this season. Burn. All right. So we've got about 6 minutes left for you all to keep making comments, and we will be giving away that Justin Faulk Pro Stock Stick. So make sure you comment and and hey, anybody who plays hockey, please check out hockeystickman.com. I have, like I said, the last 2 years I've been a customer. I bought a lot of their off-brand sticks, and they are fantastic. So definitely recommend using them, as well as their pro stock stuff is all fantastic as well.
We have a Dassam Kadri injury update.
Ooh, golf clap.
Possibly. Maybe we give Lane Hudson the MVP for this year already. Trying to see what happened, but Kadri came in on Hudson in the corner and somehow got the snot knocked out of him, and fell to the ice and held his head. So
dang,
it looked like he was the aggressor on the play. So I'm wondering if Lane Hudson's got a little of the Gordie Howe elbow in him.
Man, I did you see what Bill Guerin said about Lane Hudson?
I did not.
So general manager Bill Guerin of the Minnesota Wild, also going to be the GM for Team USA. Oh, he did, huh?
He got it with the elbow.
Oh boy,
right in the schnoz. But it wasn't a thrown elbow. He was girding to be put into the boards.
Yeah, right. And that'll happen. So what was worse, the elbow or the water bottle that hit Kadri?
Water bottle by far.
Okay, that's what I thought. But yeah, Bill Guerin said, they asked him, is Lane Hudson going to be on your Team USA team for the Olympics? He basically said he's not ready. And I'm like, yes, there's a couple obvious ones, but like, who is more ready than Lane Hudson? Put that kid in, at least have him as your seventh defenseman. Like, come on, Guerin, what are you doing?
Yeah, didn't you run Thomas Harley out there in the Four Nations? I think, no disrespect to Thomas Harley, but he didn't want to call her.
No.
Right?
And that's what I'm saying. I mean, Lane Hudson has more than proven that he can play with the best of the best. But again, this is the same team that I've said this a couple weeks ago that sat Kyle Connor in the championship game. A guy that you literally put out there on the power play and just snipe shots all day. And they didn't play him in the championship because they thought he wasn't playing well. And I'm like, okay, good luck against Canada. And we saw what happened. Yikes. All right, previous Blues games. And again, we got a couple more. Wow. Matt Harris, as a person, hope Kadri is okay. As a hockey fan, eat my nards, douche canoe. Yes, always, 100%. Blues got stomped by the Blackhawks, 8-3 at Enterprise Center. Joel Hofer and Jordan Binnington saw time in this game. Hofer, 15 goals. I'm sorry, might as well have been 15 goals.
Right. It felt like it.
Yeah, 15 saves on 22 shots, 47 minutes and 45 seconds of ice time. Binnington came in for a bit in the second period. He did give up 1 goal on 7 shots, and if you didn't see it, it was also a bad goal. I think he should have had 12 minutes and 15 seconds time on ice for him. As I stated, I was there. I was right behind the Blues goal for 2 periods. I say Blues goal, Binnington and Hofer. Well, I guess it was just Hofer for me. It was first and third period. And yeah, you could just see, I mean, from the start, you could see Joel Hofer was not feeling it this game. He did not. He was off his angle all night. I mean, the very first goal was him blindly throwing it into the slot to nobody, and Ilya Mikheyev just being like, oh, thanks, and shooting it right into the empty net. Probably the worst turnover I've ever seen a goalie. One of the worst I've seen a goalie have. It was a perfect one-time pass from Mikheyev. So, and then right after that, the Blues score. I think it was Neighbors scored the first goal, and then they came right down and scored again on a bad angle shot. Just a bad night for the Blues. Yeah, I think it was Lucas Reichel scored that second goal, but yeah, just an awful night in St. Louis.
Yeah, the right away, national broadcast, they're, what a gaff by Hofer. See if he recovers, and then that second goal, it's like, nope, the script has been written. He's rattled, and I think that's probably, usually I say that is a lazy, analysis, but on this night, it's totally true.
Oh, Matt Harris. I'm sorry. I'm trying to keep my composure here. Matt Harris says that game was just the feeling of knowing you're about to have diarrhea, but having a 30-minute drive home. Unfortunately, I've been there before.
Yep. Yeah.
All right. And then Austin Lynch throws in, it's the damn rebrand. Yeah, that's what it was. And then, Ken Morris, good point here. He says Hofer will not be a candidate for Mr. Bill Day's save of the week. That is definitely true.
Not this week. That's for damn sure.
Yeah. Yep. So you know what? Let's go 5 more minutes. Right now, I think we know who the front runner is.
Yeah. I told you, you'd come in late and start posting and have it. But yeah.
Oh, that was pretty good. That one had me rolling. All right, we'll go 5 more minutes with comment of the show. But yeah, this was, I will say that typically I would say this is a game that you take the tape, you throw it in the trash, and you burn the trash can. But I gotta say, there was a lot of stuff in this game, and again, and actually, Big Beaver has a good point here, as I was basically about to say this. He says they did their homework on Hofer commonly throwing it straight up the middle. Yeah, I was going to say, we've seen Hofer kind of get risky with puck plays, and I think that was an alarming play he made. And I'm not saying it's something we see all the time, but it is something that's like, Hof, you can't do that, bro. You can't. And then some of the defensive breakdowns. I mean, Braden Shen, I remember he said after the game that you can't just talk about the goalies. The whole team was bad defensively. And he's right. There was some really bad plays. Guys were wide open in the slot. Guys crashing right into the net. There was a lot of bad stuff that happened in this game. So for me, I'm like, I actually don't think that's a throwaway game. I think it's more, let's watch this tape. Let's make ourselves suffer through this and see the areas that we're not working, because we saw a lot of the same issues in game 1 against Minnesota. So I thought, Minnesota, that's a throwaway game. It happens twice in a row. This is a game that you suffer through and you make yourselves learn where you made mistakes.
Yeah, 100%. The thing about this game that just absolutely I could not comprehend was Frank Nazar getting away with that celebration after scoring the goal, getting his helmet ripped off and starting a fracas and skating away from it, right? What the hell is that? I was angry. I was actually at that point, like, I'm watching the game super late and I'm still working. And so I'm angry to begin with because I'm still working. But seeing that and seeing no reaction and no attempt to make him pay a price the rest of the game, right? That infuriated me as, a Neanderthal old school hockey thinker. But yeah, the next time we play them, somebody better take a run at. I'm not saying Todd Bertuzzi on Steve Moore, but somebody's got to make him pay a price, because
give him a little extra shove.
Arrogant prick deserves it.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, that was something that I was shocked by, because again, that was in the second period, and so that was the opposing net. But we saw him skate in and not even make. Honestly, I mean, it was a goal. Don't get me wrong. We lost Bill there. He's coming back. I see him. Not sure what happened there, bud. You lost me.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, here we are. We're still here. So anyway.
Oh no. Did your I lost all the comments.
Oh, I did not.
Oh, wait,
I've still
they're
got
back.
mine.
They're back.
Okay, good. But yeah, and I thought the same thing. I thought, man, Nazar, however you say his name, I'm like, he did not make an attempt to stop before he crashed into the net. Like, if he was at least slowing down, okay, but he was clearly striding, took the shot, crashed into the net. And again, it was a goal. I'm not going to argue that, but yeah, I think he needs a face full of fist after that happened. So I'm with you. I was like, man, he just got up and skated away. Like, what is that? And I'm with you. I think next game against the Blackhawks, that needs to be a guy that somebody again, not saying we injure him, just saying little extra hit into the boards, maybe have Tyler Tucker go up to him and say, hey, you want to go for a little bit? Like, do something to make him pay for that.
Yeah, and they'll send out the other doc to answer the bell with Tucker.
Well, before we get into our next game, I think we are going to crown our comment of the show.
Okay, guys, show us what you got.
All right. I've lost it. I was going to pull it up on screen, but I know it's in here somewhere. And yes, it is exactly what we all thought it would be. Yep, here it is. That game was just the feeling of knowing you're about to have diarrhea, but having a 30-minute drive home. Matt Harris, you are our winner. I know you have won things with us before, so I know that you sent me your address, but I'm going to ask that you do it again. So you know how to reach me, however you want to do it. Shoot me your address, and I will get your new stick sent out. So the new Justin Faulk Pro Stock Stick, courtesy of our friends over at hockeystickman.com. That is hockeystickman.com. And again, I know I've said it, I've beat the drum a lot tonight, but honestly, great merchandise there. And it all came to be just because I'm an actual customer. And we ended up talking about how I have a podcast, and it just kind of came to be like, oh, we should have a giveaway. So yeah, it's I'm not just saying this because they're giving us a nice giveaway. I would recommend anyone who plays hockey, hockeystickman.com, or if you just want some cool pro stock sticks, like Justin Faulk isn't the only player they have. There's plenty of others too. So I would check them out.
I have an idea. See if he'll do another giveaway next week for goalies. And then I will be commenting on the show since I will not be on the show.
Yeah, that's right. You'll be on vacation. So yeah, Bill will be eligible, I guess.
Yes. I'm on
Matt
hiatus
Harris
from the show for a week.
That's right. Matt Harris, woohoo, thank you. Yes, you are welcome, Matt. Thank you for the love that you give the show, and thank you for the hilarious comments.
And congratulations on your favorite player's stick.
Yes.
We know how much you love Justin Faulk.
Yep. For all the curious folk, this is coming from Matt Harris. I actually love Justin Faulk, which is partly why I'm hard on him. 2, I am in fact currently on the toilet with diarrhea. So there you go. Thank you for the update.
He's all in on the joke.
Yes. So when he receives that stick in the mail, I expect a picture of you sitting on the toilet holding the stick. Please keep your pants on. The Blues then defeated the Dallas Stars 3-1 to win their first home game of the season, also winning their first game against a Central Division foe. This was on Saturday. I thought this was a very entertaining game. It's funny because at first it felt like one of those games where both teams didn't want to make a mistake. The Stars had just lost their first game of the season to the Vancouver Canucks. Coming into St. Louis, you kind of felt like they were like, okay, let's have a nice, easy game. Let's try and make sure we don't make any mistakes. Let's get back on the winning side. And I think for the Blues, it was, we can't let what happened against Minnesota and Chicago happen against Dallas. So I feel like that first period, there was a lot of like feeling out. But as the game went on, both teams got stronger, and it got to be a pretty competitive night.
Yeah, I had the same feeling with that. The first period was just not up tempo, not a lot of shot attempts by either side. and not a lot to write home about. I think the Bennington through traffic made a couple of good saves in the first, but nothing as spectacular as to get a save of the week candidate. But yeah, it was kind of a ho-hum, let's see what this game's got in store for us kind of period.
Yep, I agree. But how about that Jordan Kyrou goal?
Oh.
Breaks up a very nice defensive play, breaks up the play, carries it into the zone, circles the way he needs to circle, gets the puck movement going with Braden Shen, receives the puck, excuse me, beats Ottinger and scores his first of the season. I thought just a terrific Kyrou goal. If we can see things like that all season, because we have seen him back checking a lot more, I feel like this season. If we can see that kind of play more, that's exactly the type of play you want to see from a goal scorer.
Yeah, no, it's all the knocks on him on the defensive side of his game were shit the last few years. He is totally focused on that side of the game. And it was great to see him get rewarded with that goal and, kind of a classic Kyrou get open in the slot and, find space and get a nice snipe on one of the best goalies in the league.
What's funny is I always kind of I've always marveled at players that can so cohesively make that play where they receive the pass when they're kind of on their backhand, they receive it on the forehand still, and then kind of slide their body and maneuver themselves to where they can actually get a shot off on the forehand. I always watch those types of plays and I'm like, oh my God, that was so fluid. That was just perfect. And that's exactly what Kyrou did. But it's actually funny. And trust me, I'm not saying I'm a good hockey player. I am not. But I did have a GoPro recording one of our games, and I saw me actually do that play where, you kind of receive it like you're all jammed at first, but then you kind of swivel your body around and get yourself into a shooting position. And I was like, oh, I do that. I know how to do that. I didn't know I could do that. So it's just kind of funny because it is like as a hockey player, I think it just kind of comes as like a semi-natural movement if you've got the space to do it. But I mean, to see it so fluidly done, and it's just just a smart play to get around the defender and then get the shot on Ottinger. Loved it. Excellent play from Jordan Kyrou. I think, and we've seen it a couple times now. This team's had to defend 6-on-5 for a few weeks, and in all 3 wins they had to do it, and they've done it. They've defended the 6-on-5. Again, small sample size here. It's only been 3 games they've had to do that. But I think overall, late in games, we have seen them, and it's not just, again, it's not just that Bennington or Hofer are making extremely awesome saves to keep them in it. It's the structure is better. They're not just icing the puck. They're not leaving guys open on the far wing. It's not, oh, we've got the puck kind of getting to center, 3 guys rush at the puck and try to get it out. It's everybody play your position, stay where you need to stay. Don't leave guys wide open, play your zone. And I feel like they have done that. And again, small sample size, 3 games, but it seems like so far, it's been an improvement from what we saw last season.
Yeah, that 6-on-5 goal that Pius Suter scored was, like that is textbook 6-on-5 play, right? You got Colton Parayko getting into the corner. I think there may have been a penalty call for Rantanen going down, but I think he tripped over himself more than anything else. But got the puck up the boards, and what an incredible play by Suter to seal the boards with Heiskanen trying to throw it back down. He's got 2 guys down below him, I think Johnston and Rantanen. So if that gets through, right, it's going to be odd man down low. But Suter sealed those boards perfectly and then had the presence of mind to push it out and get around Heiskanen for just an amazing effort diving and throwing the puck down the ice. And Rupe Hintz, one of the fastest players in the league, did what he could to try to catch up with it, but busted that $350 stick. The thing was, he didn't like snap it over the boards or over the net. He just his momentum carrying him back wound up making it break, and I think it was the butt end, not even the blade, but
Yeah.
amazing goal. Like I
it
love
was.
that. That's
Well, and it just goes to show that's the type of play that you want from your new defensive second, third line center. And we've already seen some pretty impressive stuff from Suter. And that to me, I agree. It's an empty net goal, but it's not just that it's an empty net. It's the way he did it. It's the fact that he was able to stop the play from the Stars getting the puck deep. And like you said, had the presence of mind. I shouldn't just try to shovel this out because it will get stopped at the blue line. He found a hole and put it down, and I don't know if he meant to put it in the net, but he did, and that's all that matters.
Yeah. That is textbook night and day different than how we played 6-on-5 last year. And and it's no surprise that he is our the worst advanced stat of them all, plus minus leader on this team.
Yep. I feel like that was advanced stats before advanced stats.
Right.
Like when they started keeping track of plus minus, they were like, oh, look at this new stat we've discovered. And now we're like, yeah, that's not a great stat.
Yeah.
So another note in this game that I actually forgot to put it in the outline here, Logan Mailloux did sit for this game for the first time this season. He was I think a -7. I know we just talked about plus minus not really meaning anything, but at the same time, when you're the team worst -7 and it is clear you have been pretty outmatched this season, he has not looked good in a Blues uniform yet. I know that the quick reactors are going to tell you, oh, bad trade. Mailloux's not going to work out. This is terrible. And I know Chris Pronger kind of went on a rant about how, you can't judge him yet, give him some time. And I got to agree with that. At the same time, like right now, it's like, yeah, he's bad. He doesn't look good. I would bench him too. I'd bench him for next couple games, honestly, and just be like, you're going to sit in the press box. But what's going on there?
Montreal overtime winner.
Nice.
Ivan Demidov just set up Mike Matheson for a beauty of a goal. It helps me a lot that I have half the Canadians on my fantasy team. But what a goal. And Zach Bolduc had it was 2-1 Montreal win. Zach Bolduc had the other goal. Power play snipe. Classic Zach Bolduc.
Horrible trade. No, I'm just kidding.
To bring us back to our point, right?
Yes, yeah. No, I do say, and I will say, fans, and I think everyone who listens to the show is in agreement. It's too early to judge this. Yes, Mailloux has not looked good, and Bolduc has looked great, but you got to give it some more time. This is a kid who's before this season played in 12 NHL games. He still has not even played in 20 NHL games.
Right.
Like, he's a defenseman. They take longer to mature. I love that they gave him a long leash, but at the same time, now you got to start winning games. You've given him the leash. You've had some rough games at home. Let's get somebody else out there. And honestly, I think Matt Kessel's looked pretty good so far this season.
Yeah, the 2 games that he's gotten in, he has made a difference. His ability to pinch and not lose the puck is the biggest night and day difference between he and Mailloux, right?
Yep.
And talk about the terrible, he's plus minus was the worst on the team. We talked about it last week. Every game he was the worst advanced stats player on the team. Right. He was out there for all of the negatives, just flooded him. And, whether it was him and Tucker or him and Broberg, it just didn't work out. So give him a few games, let him see it from the press box, try to apply it in a game. Maybe he gets in tomorrow night. I think it's probably still too early because I think Kessel played really well. But yeah. I
agree.
Yeah, it was definitely time for him to have a seat.
Yeah, and I'm fine with that. Again, I'm fine with him sitting until the Blues lose a game in regulation. You know, if it's like, hey, we're on a 5-game point streak, we lost 2 games in overtime, but we're still looking good. Like, let's not change anything. Like, I'm okay with that. So,
Right.
but yeah, I do love the fact that he's still up with the team. I think sitting in the press box is a good thing for him. He still gets to practice with the Blues every day. So I think sitting him is a great coaching decision. Let him kind of learn the game from the press box a little bit more, then bring him back in when he's ready and see what he can do. But right now, I mean, if your panic meter was 1 to Jeff Wojciechowski, where would you put yourself? I'm putting myself at a 1. Like, I am not worried at all about this kid.
No. I think Pronger's rant was great because he was kind of that guy, right? He was number 2 overall pick in his draft year, wasn't he? And the whale, spent a lot of fan capital on the guy, and he went, worst story for him because he wound up with a DUI as an 18-year-old. And so he needed a reclamation, act early in his career, right? Mailloux, kind of similar, just with the terrible decision as a teenager. But the change of scenery, I think Pronger was probably a higher end talent and further along in his arc at the time of that trade because he did have a full year in the NHL. So let's see where this guy's at. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if by the end of this year he's not taking up penalty kill minutes. I think he'll get there.
I think a good time for him is going to be the Olympic break. I think that time, because he's still going to be working out. He's, him and a lot of the Blues players will have unofficial skates. And I think that'll be just a nice, like, kind of, I don't want to say relaxing because it's not relaxing, but I'm sure for him, it's more of a low key, like, play with the guys, get to know them a little better, just get out on the rink, skate around, get kind of more familiar with, NHL ice and NHL players. I think that's going to do him wonders being up here for that time frame. So I'm not concerned about this kid. I think he's going to be fine. It's just a matter of giving a defenseman time to kind of ripen into the NHL. The Big Beaver, talking about Mailloux, says, talking about him being in the press box, good. He needs time to mature in our program. Yep. And Matt Harris adds in, Mailloux can barely drink in the U.S. Let the dude figure it out. Give him time, 100%. And Matt has another comment on the plus minus. I heard plus minus described as being comparable to a BMI, a reference point, but not an end all of a stat. And that just made me giggle because body mass index is what BMI stands for. My dad used to use something, and I don't even know if it's real. I think he made it up, but I could be wrong. He used to say pounds per inch. And so my brother and I would be like, pounds per inch. And he's like, yeah, if you weigh 220 and, you're 5'11", your pounds per inch is, and it's like, he had like a formula. And we're like, Dad, that's not accounting for muscle. Well, it's how much pounds you are. So obviously you weigh a lot. Yeah, but muscle really does weigh more than fat, and that was always his argument when we'd make fun of our body shape. When we body shame each other, it was always, well, my pounds per inch is less than yours. That's because you're a little scrawny weakling, old man.
That's
I miss him.
Old timey think right there.
Yep. All right, so let's move on to Tuesday's game. Again, Matthew Kessel draws back into the lineup. Logan Mailloux stays out. That is, there's no changes in the lineup for this game. There were a couple for the Los Angeles Kings. They went into this game. Corey Perry had not played a single minute for them yet because he had a knee injury that happened over the summer. And Darcy Kemper had missed a couple games because of a lower body injury. And he... Okay. All right. Trees. Yeah. We'll get to Trees comment in a minute. But and Darcy Kemper did play in this game and didn't have to really shine too much. But when he had to, I thought he played very well. So in this game, again, Adrian Kempe scores the overtime power play goal. But let's talk about this. So nice goal, obviously. We'll talk about Biddington overall here in a minute. But I saw a lot of fans upset with Pavel Buchnevich for making that hooking penalty. I want to get your take, Bill, but I'll just say they were out there the whole overtime at that point. It was him, Thomas, and Fowler. They had some great. Buchnevich had that chance, which I don't know how the hell that happened, where he got the puck on the left wing boards, and there was no Kings anywhere, and so he was able to just skate it right into the net, and unfortunately couldn't beat Kemper. But they had a couple plays where it was like, okay, they're gelling, they're doing their thing, and unfortunately, then the Kings got the puck and completely stole the show, and they were out there for, gosh, it was almost 2 minutes when he took that penalty. And people were like, oh my God, you can't hook him there. And I'm like, first of all, he hooked him right in front of the net. So it's hard for me to really be mad about that. Second of all, dude is tired as hell. Like, all he was trying to do was get the puck away from him. So either they could get a cover or clear the puck. And yeah, I actually have no problem with him taking that penalty.
It was a total fatigue play.
Yeah,
that he was gassed at that point, and I was trying to rationalize it. Should he have just gone off after, because that his rush was right off the opening draw, right? He like you said, inexplicably, no Kings decided to cover him, so he just rushed it at the net. And so, my brain, after trying to process everything, is like, should he have gone for a change there? Would that have made a difference? And at the end of the day, no, because the Kings got possession and held it for 2 minutes, and just they trapped him. It was brilliant play by the Kings, and Buchnevich chased and got tired and got a stick in the midsection. It was going to happen.
Yep. Yeah, I agree. And listen, I was the biggest, I don't want to say hater. I was very upset with Pavel Buchnevich at the end of last season. Again, I've said it multiple times, the skying the puck over the net when you had Rob Thomas breaking up the wing. And that
right.
No one was more mad at Buchnevich than I think me and you. I'm pretty sure you were holding a grudge with him too.
Yeah.
So, and I will say, I do think his play has been a little bit lacking this season. We'd like to see a little bit more, honestly.
Yeah.
Putting that puck in the
my
net.
fantasy team tonight.
Yeah. Putting that puck on net on Kemper in the overtime, that should have been a goal. No doubt in my mind. But again, you're not going to score on every play like that. So, but I will say, he has not been the player that we kind of hope him to be. But I don't fault him at all for that penalty. Like you said, it's a fatigue penalty. That's just gonna what that's gonna happen with 3-on-3. The way that 3-on-3 is set up, and how teams can literally just circle all the way back to their zone if they want until they change that rule. I guess the no rule. That's just part of the game now. Like, he was tired. He had to take that penalty. I don't blame him. So for anyone giving him trouble, I have to disagree. And I'm glad you do too. I want to be mad at Buchnevich. Don't get me wrong, but I didn't blame him at all for that.
I thought Fowler had a chance to change. There was kind of a 50-50 puck at center ice, and he could have, I think they probably could have gotten away with a long change, but he didn't go for it, and they wound up getting pinned for a second time, and just frustrating as hell. As hell.
So again, Darcy Kemper, 17 saves on 18 shots. Our big stick giveaway. Justin Faulk did score the lone goal on the power play, but that was not before his awful play at center ice that led to Laferriere's goal that opened the scoring. And I did see that after the game, he even said, it was kind of nice to get some redemption for that, because that was a bad play.
Yeah, well, Joey Vitale was completely defending him on, that is the right play, right? He sees a chance to break up the middle, and he's got, if he gets past that man, the Blues have an on-man rush. It's like, really?
Yeah.
You're the last man back and you don't have full control and you try to dangle somebody. That's usually not the right play.
There's a guy that I play roller with that is very well known for being the last man back, and he always tries to make a move, and other teams know it, so they just basically stand him up at the red line, and they click their skates together so he can't poke the puck between them. And how many breakaways that guy has caused, I will never know. But yeah, we always tell him, like, dude, last man back, you have to get rid of the puck. So now it's like whenever he's out there, one of us is like, well, I better skate back because he's about to lose it, and yeah, I agree with you. Last man back, that's the last thing you do is try to break up the middle. You gotta move that puck, put it on the boards, do something, get one, make sure somebody else is covering you before you break up like that. And 100% bad play by Justin Faulk. Jordan Binnington in this game, 26 saves on 28 shots. I thought he was great in this game. Second period, especially. The glove was incredible in this game.
I missed it. But they had I'm gonna screw up his name. NHL stats analyst.
Mike Kelly.
They had him on the broadcast, and he said he was going to do a piece on Bennington's glove work, and I missed it. So I did not have time to go back and watch it before the show tonight, but I do have it on the DVR. So I'll go back and watch it. But
he did. I saw it, and I'm sorry, I was watching it, but was in conversation with my wife. But I did see. Basically, I don't know if it was just this season or if it was like going back to last season or whatever, but the stat was basically that Jordan Binnington's glove side is his save percentage on that side is like tops in the league. It's like one of the top 3 in the league. So guys do not like to shoot on Binnington's glove side because he has been dominant over there as of late.
Yep. That's interesting.
There you go.
That's interesting because, we might be talking about that glove a little bit later.
No, I can't believe that. I wonder what you could be talking about. What are you foreshadowing here, sir? I have no idea.
I don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves, but we still have a save of the week to cover.
We do. So the power play in this game, both teams 1 for 3. I did find it interesting that in this game, Jimmy Snuggerud was benched in the third period. He played just 1 minute in that time. Jim Montgomery, after the game, was asked about it, and he said he wasn't skating tonight, wasn't checking. I didn't think it was his night. Snuggerud's a guy who I think has played very well this season. One of the bright spots of the Blues' offense. But I will say, like, when I saw that he was benched, I thought, man, I didn't even recognize that Snuggerud wasn't out there. And then I started thinking about it. I'm like, come to think of it, I didn't recognize when he was out there. So I'm like, that was probably a good benching, because I didn't notice him all night.
Right. Well, you know who else didn't really quantify how much he was out there? Joey Vitale, because he said, "Oh, he's getting double shifted because he was on the fourth line at that point." Like, no.
Oh, you're right. I remember him saying that.
He got demoted.
That was the 1 minute he played.
Yep.
Oh my goodness. Yes, I remember him saying that now.
Yeah.
Oh, Joey, what are you doing?
Yeah, that. So to me, in that situation, right? So one thing I didn't put in the outline, but I wanted to talk about a little bit was Robert Thomas, right? He wound up with a great assist on the Faulk goal, but the last couple of games, he is showing so much frustration with himself. Like every play he makes, he's throwing his head back like, I fucked that up. Right. And I think he's putting way too much pressure on himself right now. I would like to see them try to get Thomas and Snugger back together to see if, that he could take a little bit of pressure off of both of them and maybe see what they can do. But
I feel like that top line has struggled a little bit this season.
Yeah.
I mean, when Neighbors jumped up there, they look better, but I'd like to see Bucci taken off that top line.
I 100% agree, right? Bucci has fanned on so many shots so far this season, right? That the lack of execution in, that just from him is just terrible. Yeah, I'm kind of ready. I was happy when he wound up, playing further down in the lineup, but I don't know. What I worry about especially with Monty's comments, is that they're going to sit Snuggie in the next game, and somebody's
Hope not.
Twerchenko, if he's ready, he's going to get back in there, and I think that would be wrong, because I think we need him in there.
Benching him for a third period is a nice teaching moment for a player like Snuggerud. Benching him for an entire game, it might be a little too much at this point. I think he's played well enough this season where he's at least earned to be in the lineup. Now, if he has another crap game on Thursday, maybe Saturday you consider something. But I think benching him for a period, I think that is a fine coaching moment. Don't do it for an entire game for somebody like Snuggerud, who has really shown through his first, 15 NHL games, 20 NHL games, that he belongs here. So one bad period shouldn't dictate his ability to play in an entire game. So we'll see. But yeah, speaking of the struggles, I mean, it wasn't just Snuggerud. The Blues only had 8 shots through the first 2 periods. This was, again, I thought the Blues were okay, but they were not garnering the offense. And again, I do kind of look at that Thomas line like, we need you guys to be drivers here. And they just were not. I mean, the drivers in this game were, and I'll say too, I think Dylan Holloway is a guy who has not looked like himself to open this season. It makes you a little concerned. To put it like this, I'm more concerned about Holloway than I am about Mailloux, because we saw Holloway have a breakout season last year, but he has not been a noticeable player for me this year. So, but he makes me a little bit more nervous.
Yes, but think about, it took him until like 8 games last year to click. It wasn't until that Carolina game, when he had that between the legs move to score his first goal, that we felt comfortable with him. I think we were all like, oh, well, maybe Broberg will work out. But then he clicked into gear. And it's still super early. It feels like we're a quarter of the way through the season, because there have been so many games so quickly. Usually there's a little bit of a break, but with the Olympic year, it's condensed. So I think they're still finding their game. I think it'll be fine, right?
And let me clarify. I'm not concerned about Holloway, but my point was more, if there is concern about players, I'd be more worried about Holloway than Mailloux.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Yep. But yeah, so I think that offense, it's just not clicking like it should be yet. But again, like you said, it is still very young in the season. The schedule's been odd, because they had the 1 game at home, and then they had the 2-game road trip, then they got the home stand here, and then they go off to Detroit and Pittsburgh, and then they come back home. It is a very odd opening schedule. So I do think that it'll take a little time for them to click. And like you said, it's condensed. I feel like training camp was even pretty condensed this season. They had that weird opening of training camp, or of preseason, where they had 2 games in the first weekend, had a whole week off, and then played another game the next weekend. And it was just like, what is the schedule? So there's some quirks, I think, that are also playing into it here. I think we'll start seeing the Blues kind of hit their stride here, hopefully, in the next couple games, because, like I said, they've got tomorrow night, then they've got Saturday, then Monday, then Tuesday, then Thursday. So it's like every other night we're getting Blues hockey pretty much. So I think we'll start seeing them gel a little bit better. Yeah. Bill, I meant to do this earlier in the show, but I did not. But you did kind of prep us for this. I think it's time we do Bill's Save of the Week.
Damn straight, it's about time. Jeez. All right, so Save of the Week this week. And we didn't have one last week, because we would have had to have covered 4 saves from Joel Hofer in the Calgary game. He's not eligible this week because he sucks right now, or had one really bad game, I should say. But so we've got two very good performances from Jordan Bennington this week. The really, I felt his play in the Dallas game gave us the edge in that game. Probably should have fared better last night against LA. But for save of the week this week, we are going back to the Dallas game. And at this point in the game, it's a tie game, third period. And I believe it was tie game at this point. We'll see as I bring it up because there'll be a score bug and that kind of stuff. So the Blues tie game at 2, and it's 7 minutes into the third period. Well, not quite 6, 5.5 minutes into the third period, and Dallas, they get a break in, and Maverick Bork kind of gets away with a hooking penalty on Jake Neighbors. Gets the puck back out into the slot, and Wyatt Johnston, who is on fire for the Dallas Stars to start this season, all alone, and Bennington is he makes the glove save, right? The foreshadowing from earlier. He makes the glove save. But what I love about this play, and when you watch the ISO angle on it, it starts out at least as the epitome, the perfect image right here of RVH, reverse vertical horizontal, which is what they teach the goalies these days, right? Back in my day, it was, just hug tight to the post, but stand up. And nowadays it's don't do that, especially with the big goalies that we have. So he gets into the RVH. There's the angle right there. Johnston gets the puck, and Bennington's got the glove out front, makes the save. The weird, quirky thing about the whole thing, I thought, was how he wound up. And I think it was an homage to Grant Fuhr 90s, 80s kick save kind of thing, where his skate comes out from under him. I think he was a little off balance at the end of the play, but positioning perfect, glove perfect. Joey Vitale talked a little bit about it last night in the broadcast, holding that glove out front, not giving that upper corner. Johnston, again, on fire to start the season, probably is going to pick it, and Bennington doesn't give him anything to shoot at but the glove. Eats it up. Beautiful save.
Yep, that was a great save, and it was one of those, oh man, I can't believe he got there. And just the fact that the thing I love about him, and we see it a lot with I think goalies more now. How many times back in the 90s did we see goalies like, oh, the play's down at the other end, or oh, it's tied up in the corner, and you just kind of see goalies just stand there, like not really prepped for anything. Goalies now, it's like the play could be down at the other end, and if you're watching Bennington, he's still like moving around, and he's still trying to make sure that he's like on track if the puck does come down by him. Right. I just love that. You just didn't used to see that in goalies, but now, like you said, I think it's part of the training. Like, you never know what could happen on an ice rink. Like, you better be ready at all times.
Right. I think that, we got to a point with some of the robo goalies where they were automatically going to the, into RVH when the puck got down below the hash marks. That's overplaying it, but once the puck gets down in the corner, and I when I have, the few games I've played, like, teams have figured out quickly that I am not good at this point in my life. I don't have that kind of flexibility. So it's very easy to get a puck out front and just make a scramble and get it under a beer league, plug like me. But NHL goalies, 99% of the time that puck gets down below the goal line, they're down in the RVH. And
I will say, my teammates, when you play for us, they do comment to me all the time. They're like, man, I have not seen a stand-up goalie in so long, because you make more skate saves than I've ever seen a goalie make. It's crazy.
And it's mostly by accident. Like, oops, I forgot to go down there.
Like when I deflected it on you that one time.
Oh, yeah. Well, that one time.
That one time went in the back of the net, but there was another time where it just, I I had my stick by my side. I was trying to keep it from hitting me, and it deflected off somebody else, and it just went off my stick and went right to your skate. And I'm like, thank God you were standing there. Like, good Lord.
Yeah. I need more reps is what I need.
Yes, we will get you more. We will definitely. We've only had one game so far this year. We didn't have a game this week, so we will make sure to get you in. Next up for the Blues, again, Thursday, October 23rd, they play the Utah Mammoth. I do not have to call them the Utah Coyotes anymore. They actually have a team name, although they might be sued for it. Saturday, they travel to Detroit and play at 6 o'clock. On Monday, they play another 6 o'clock game, that one in Pittsburgh. On Tuesday, they come back home to play the Red Wings and finish out their season series in October, which is always odd. But you know what? Get those Eastern Conference games out early. I'm all for that. Thursday, October 30th, they will play the Vancouver Canucks at 7 o'clock. I said that wrong. Vancouver at 7 o'clock.
There was a comment last week, I think Matt Harris, about, we played the Canucks, and how many times are we going to have to hear that awful pronunciation? We didn't do it once.
We did not.
And we didn't talk about not doing it at all. It just naturally we forgot about the beauty of that song. So thank you for bringing it back.
So I've got a playlist that I play whenever I go to a Blues game, and I have that song on there, the Make Love to the Stanley Cup. Ivan Haraska, for anybody who's interested in knowing where Vancouver comes from. And it's so funny. My wife was in the car with me for a game last year, and it came on, and she's like, "Are you serious?" She's like, "This isn't even about the Blues." I'm like, "Yeah, but it's a hockey song, and it's fantastic." Fantastically bad. And then we've got let's close it up with a little around the NHL rapid fire tidbits. We got a couple goalie notes here, Bill. I specifically called out some goalie news for you.
I appreciate that.
Over in Buffalo, Colton Ellis is yet to make an appearance with the Buffalo Sabres. I think we all kind of thought it would happen by now.
And once again, your notes are out of date by the time the show's over. Colton Ellis, 4-2 victory over the Detroit Red Wings tonight.
What?
Star of the game.
Son of a B. I can't believe that I missed that. Yep. All right. Good for him.
Got to start wearing number 92 for the Buffalo Sabres.
Okay.
And he had a couple of 10 bellers in that one. I've got
27 of 29 on the night. 2.0 GPA with a GAA with a 931 save percentage. Good for him. That's fantastic.
He was a C student, so you're probably right there.
That's true. Alex Lyon before this game had started in all 6 games. Actually, his record's not great, and so when I saw that, I thought, man, he's 2-4. Give Ellis his chance. But his numbers were actually not bad. 2.55 GAA, 924 save percentage. Just a reminder, the Buffalo Sabres suck.
Right. Anybody with a 9 save percentage on that team is damn good. 944, that's impressive.
Yeah, I agree.
That's a hard luck team is what that is.
It is. But hey, good. You could have updated the notes for me, you jerk.
It happened. I caught that as we were leading into that segment.
Okay.
I subscribe to DirecTV so I get NHL Network again. I love life with this.
Oh, that's great. I love it.
Until the price goes up.
Yep. Well, I'll tell you, I got NHL Network, and it is on my house all the time.
Yeah. It's been on in mine since I got it. So,
well, congrats to Colton Ellis. That's fantastic. Happy to hear it. And hey, you know what? He beat the Red Wings. That makes me love him even more. So good work, kid.
Yeah. So he got the number 2 or number 3 star of the night for NHL Network. Jakub Dobish in Montreal gets the number 1 star, shutting down the Flames.
Nice. Carter Hart is the other goalie news that we'll talk about. He signed with the Vegas Golden Knights last week. For those wondering, he was found not guilty of sexual assault charges over the summer. The NHL basically said, we could reinstate you, but you can't play until I think it's December 1st. And and so he was basically reinstated. He has not signed an official contract yet, but it's basically on a paid tryout that's expected to be converted to an NHL contract. So, and I did see, I'm not sure which goalie it was, but I did see Vegas, I think last night, got a goalie injury. So,
Aiden Hills had to leave a couple of games.
Yeah.
I know because he's on my fantasy team.
Sorry to hear it. That sucks. But yeah, so I mean, obviously he can't play now for a little bit longer, but knowing that they're kind of already facing goalie issues, having him in the wings, and maybe ready to play by December 1st, we'll see. But the Golden Knights did say the Golden Knights are aligned with the process and assessment the NHL and NHLPA made in their decision. We remain committed to the core values that have defined our organization from its inception and expect that our players will continue to meet these standards moving forward. I believe somewhere in those core values is Carter Hart will be traded by December 2nd. I'm kidding.
No, it's like the spin is so thick there because Carter Hart, Vegas, Sin City, come on.
Yeah, that was a lot of comments. Like, yeah, he's really going to learn the error of his ways by moving to Vegas.
Yes.
Yep. Let's hope. And honestly, again, he was found not guilty in a court of law. So, obviously there was some doubt that what we heard didn't actually happen. So I don't want to, speculate that there's something weird going on here because, again, he was found not guilty. So, hopefully he has learned any errors that he did make. He's learned to do better in life, and we see him have a prosperous NHL career. And hopefully let's just say he treats the fairer sex with gratitude and respect.
Yes.
All right. I think that'll do it. Any other comments we want to get to? Matt Harris in the chat, our Buchnevich talk. He says, genuinely believe Buch to be the most unlucky player or member of the Blues. Not always the issue for him, but very often tough luck. Yeah, I kind of see that, but there are times where it's like Bucci, again, skying the puck over the net. The missed opportunities we've seen him have. It's like, oh, come on, man. Like, you're getting fed pucks on the tape. How are you missing that?
Yeah. I think a lot of times the problem's between the ears.
Yep. Matt Harris, anyone else a little concerned with the bad play at home? So weird. I wouldn't, again, I'm not going to say concerned. The first two games, yes, I was pretty concerned. I thought they turned it around in the Dallas game, played very well for at least 2 periods. And I thought there wasn't, although the Kings game wasn't a great game, I don't think we saw a lot of the same issues we saw in the first 2 games at home. So I think that was just a weird, not good offensive performance from the Blues, but I'm not going to say it's concerning when you think about the first 2 games at home. Maybe you feel differently, Bill.
No. I mean, do I want them to treat this place like it's an impenetrable fortress? Yeah. That's always a sign that you have a lock of a playoff team. It's early. It's going to be a weird season because of the compressed early schedule. If we're 3 weeks from now, we're still talking about, well, they still haven't figured it out at home, I'll start to worry. But right now, not so much.
Yep. We've got Nathan Walker kicks ass, just saying. That comes from our friend, the Baked Beaver. And he also adds, Thomas needs to get his stride back. Yeah, I kind of agree. He I don't think he's looked awful. He just hasn't looked like Robert Thomas. And I think maybe you do a little bit more line matching, mix and matching, and finding him. Because, again, I think Buchnevich has not looked great to open the season either. So I think you just got to split those 2 up and put him out there with, I don't know, Snuggerud and Neighbors, or Snuggerud and I don't know, Cairo, whatever. Figure out something else that could get him going. But right now, playing with Bucci and anyone else on that wing between those two, it has not worked yet to me. So I would say change that up, see what you can get out of Thomas with other line mates.
Yeah, 100%.
Anything else to add, Mr. Day?
No, I think we've covered it.
All right. Well, I will again thank our friends over at the at hockeystickman.com for our awesome giveaway, and congrats again to our friend Matt Harris for winning the Justin Faulk Pro Stock Stick. Again, please check out hockeystickman.com if you are a player yourself, or if you maybe collect Pro Stock stuff. They've got a great collection over there. So again, that is hockeystickman.com. Thanks to our incredible sponsor, strikewithmike.com. That will wrap up episode 4 of season 15 of the original St. Louis Blues hockey podcast, Let's Go Blues Radio. Thanks for listening, and thanks to those who participated in the YouTube and Facebook live chats during the show. Make sure to follow us on socials at LGB Radio, and follow, and subscribe to us on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. For Kurt Price and Bill Day, I'm Jeff Ponder, and this was Let's Go Blues Radio. Until next time, everyone, let's go Blues.
Oh, don't mind me. I'm just staring at the sun. Let's go Blues.
TV talking St. Louis Blues hockey, moving fast, can't catch the beat. Skates on fire, ice on defeat.